Hello everybody and welcome back to a new YouTube video. Hope you're all doing well. As you can see by some boxes and bits and bobs here, we've been to IKEA. Apologise for the road noise, as you can tell with the new actual sit down video. I'm in my new house. I am not spending too much at the minute because at the minute, while the house isn't ready, technically my dad isn't charging me rent. And it's not rent, it's basically just money towards buying it off of him. And I don't know how long it's going to be for. I don't know how long it is until my dad's going to start charging me. I am basically buying a few bits and bobs each week under the kind of guidelines of how much I would normally spend. Because my dad's basically said, right, I want a minimum of this amount each week. First up, I have the wrong hooks, guys. And I don't know if I think I can use these. Basically, we've got some hooks, and I'll get to that in a minute. I think they're the right ones. The next thing is also a hook top, and I'll get to that again. But as you can see, on the bottom, I can't see here, they've got like, there's like a screw hole. I thought these were the kind of hooks where you can just like hook on. So basically, to go with what I'm trying to say, it's dirty because it's been sat on top of a cupboard for a while. But I've got a pole. I'll open it in a minute, but as you can see, it says hull top. It's basically a hanging rail because when we start basically doing the kitchen, I want as much worktop space as possible. I nearly got a paper cut from that. It's a very, very long. I didn't realise how long this actually was. Or is, should I say. We're going to pretend this is the kitchen, and we're going to have a shelf above this. So basically, there's going to be like a shelf, like say here for example, and I'm going to put like plates and glasses and stuff on, and then underneath it, I'm going to have this rail, and then these hooks that I just mentioned, which like I said, I'm not going to get out because I'll lose them. They're going to like hook onto here, so you've got one side that will hook on, like the thicker side, and then you've got the smaller hook part to be able to like hang stuff from. Also, I don't know where it's here, I've got a little basket. When I used to live in the flat where I lived before here, I was going to get a hanging rail, but because I was renting, I couldn't be like drilling into the walls and stuff. I did get a basket similar to this, and it had like a little divider section for cutlery. So this isn't it, but basically we've got a basket and it hangs, basically. I don't know what to put in the basket yet, so I've currently got, I'm not going to go downstairs because I'm all set up, but I've got a plant in a pot. It fits perfectly in here, but like not to go like with the soil and everything, like the pot would go, ow. I had to put the pot in and everything, but it's like, I don't know why I just did that. Like my mum just said, not just said, but like my mum said, she was like, you don't really want a plant pot hanging in your kitchen because you're going to be trying to avoid any kind of moisture so you don't get mold and stuff. So I was like, yeah, good call. So I'm trying to think of like what's like, because like I said, this is like head comparison size. So I really don't know what to put in this. On the rail, I'm going to have pans. There's 5 hooks and I've got 2 pans. I also want like a kitchen roll dispenser, so I think I might need 2 hooks because I think you can get like a roll thing. Next up, oh, so price wise as well, I'm not going to pick it back up because I'll not try to play again. I can't remember exactly because I brought some of these this Friday, just got on it currently Sunday, and then some of it was like the Friday before, so I can't remember like all the prices off the top of my head, but I think that rail was like £9. Roughly £8-9. This little contraption thing here, the basket thing, that was like £6 or £7, I think. These were about £7 as well on the same trip. So I got the rail and then I got the basket and the hooks and the next thing at the same time. I got these like tiny little kind of feet protector things. There was literally 50p, but there's all different sizes. So obviously you've got the tiny ones there, and then you've got the small, like the big ones on the back. Because I don't know if you can tell, obviously I'm sat at my computer desk right now, and there's 2 feet on it, which is fine because they've got their own protection thing. But then I've got, you can't see, I'm not going to move it, I've got like, basically my desk consists of a worktop 2 legs and then the drawer system. The drawer system has nothing to protect the floor against. So I thought these at 50p each would be perfect. So I got 2. So we've got like £1 worth. I don't know how many it says exactly. I think there's like 20 something. That's not a lot. Again, like I said, I'm trying to kind of be sensible with my money because I don't have a lot of money because obviously I'm going to be buying this house off my dad. I'm not a very wealthy person anyway. So I'm trying to kind of like, this isn't going to be like one of those videos where you click on YouTube and it's like, oh, I just spent £1,000 in IKEA, because I haven't. I've not even spent, well, I have spent over 100. Wait, did I? Maybe just under 100 actually. There's one thing, this biggest thing here is the exception, but basically everything's kitchen. So that was the first Friday that we got. I think it was like £22 the first Friday. As this Friday just gone, there was some stuff that I was looking for that I couldn't get, but it was a very expensive trip this Friday. I technically only got 2 different things. So, guys, when I actually get around to showing you my kitchen at some point, I am gonna go for like a blue, like a dark, not this kind of blue, like a very dark blue. Maybe like, so Matt Haig, Midnight Library, by the way. I don't know why this is mirrored. It might be unmirrored in the edit, but I don't know. So imagine, that's a bit too dark on the front, maybe this kind of blue on the side. Imagine this blue in cabinets. Imagine the walls are going to be white just to keep it bright in the kitchen, because I don't get a lot of natural light in the kitchen. So basically all the back rooms stay dark and all the front, so basically this is a 2 up 2 down house, so basically it's 1 bedroom house. The living room and the bedroom that I'm in right now, gets like the best, like this is all natural light, there is no added light to this. 6 o'clock at night. Currently it's a horrible, like we've not even touched the kitchen yet, but it was red before. We're going to paint it white over the top. We're going to keep all the walls white because my dad's managed to get some tiles, like backsplash tiles, that are white. So anyway, long story short, I've got some this is going to be so bad to pronounce, Grovschulte handles for the cabinet. So basically at the minute the cabinets are brown. I hate the cabinets, they're just like a wishy-washy kind of dark brown, like really cheap crap cabinet cupboards. So eventually I'm going to get dark blue panels, and then I thought I would have these. So that's the kind of like design of it. I've got one that I've already opened. So basically there's only 2 handles. One of these, you only get 2 handles in. In my kitchen I've basically got, there's 2 high up counters because I've only got, not counters, cupboards. So I've only got 2 cupboards, like 1 double cupboard. What was that? What was that accent? I've got 1 cabinet up here above the sink, 1 below it, and then 1 across the room from it. And obviously the one across the room where there's space, where there isn't a cabinet, that's where the shelf with the rail's gonna go. 8 handles in the entire kitchen that I need. So these were £8 each, guys. So basically £4 a handle. I mean, that doesn't seem much, but when you're trying to keep everything on a budget recently, it's expensive. But I was thinking long term, so I'm not going to put these on yet because they'll look horrible with the brown wood. But like when you put them on and everything, they'll look good. So basically, I don't know the other brand, but they had these in like, so they're black, but they like look rusticy, kind of worn. And when I looked at these, they, oh, spoiler, you can see it there. When I looked at these originally, like, because I didn't know which one to get exactly, they got like a pure kind of jet black handle. And I thought, yeah, they look really good because it's like jet, but it's perfectly like, it's black basically. But now I thought, well, if you scuff them, or if you scratch them, it's going to look weird. Whereas these look like they've been worn already, but like in a professional way, and they're not going to scratch, I don't think. That's what they look like. They're kind of like a rustic kind of black, but that's kind of like the preface of it. Trying to decorate a house is so stressful because when you don't know what colour to do everything. So currently, because of the tiles that we've got for the bathroom is going to be purple and grey. The living room I have put my foot down on. I have always said, once I get my own house and I can decorate it exactly how I want it to be green and brown, like as a forest kind of theme. So green for the trees and like brown for the earth and everything. So then that's purple, grey, brown and green used already. And then I've already got a blue bed sheet, which I'm going to change at some point. It's like this bedroom, I don't know what colour scheme to do it. I was just thinking of like black and white because I wasn't going to paint it. I was just going to keep the whole walls white and everything. We've already got like a black and white theme going in the bedroom. So I thought blue and black might look a bit weird in the kitchen, but I don't know. And then last but not least, so like I said, these were £8 each. So with all four, it cost £32. As you can see, I've got 4 of them here. Last but not least, we got a bit of a scam. Basically, it's not a scam, it's just I didn't pay attention properly. Trying to read it backwards. Renop. Oh, and I also got a light bulb because obviously you can't have a light without you can't have a light fitting without a light bulb. This is what it looks like, and it's metal. This is the fitting that goes against the ceiling, and then this is the string that you hang it from. It hangs like this bit is supposed to go in there and then just like hang down. But the problem is the wire. It just keeps so. That's when it's like at the seam, and then it just keeps going and 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 going. And I measured it, and it's like 140 centimeters. I think you can just choose, because in IKEA when it was hung up on like demonstration, it was probably only about that long, and I thought, oh, that's perfect. I think the plan is you can just wrap it around and you just plug it into the ceiling, and you hide that, and then you just like stick it to the ceiling. All you have to do is put like maybe like a tie wrap around the base bit of the wire, however long you want. So that's that. That cost £22 because it was basically £25 because this was £22 like for the actual light fitting and everything, and then I had to get a light bulb for £3. Go watch my renovation videos because, like I said, you're all set up here, so I don't want to go and show you around the kitchen and everything. The plan is, unfortunately, it's backfired because my dad said they basically got one similar to this, but in like a green colour. The green one originally, I thought, oh, I can have that for the living room, but my dad pointed out that this isn't obviously a very good light shade for light because with it being metal and because the base is like pointing downwards, when you're hanging this looks like a tin hat. Oh, that's a thumbnail. Oh, I've never had so much fun making that. That's my favourite all-time thumbnail that I think I have ever just like made. That's gonna be so cringe. Once you've got this like the light on, instead of like in a normal room where the light kind of goes everywhere that it can, this is very downward directing light. So there's a gap, there's a door now in the living room. So if you go through the door, before you go fully into the kitchen, there's a pantry to the right. There's also a light bulb above that part there. So then I was like, well, actually, I could hang in the kind of next to the pantry bit. So you basically come into the living room, you open the living room door to go into the kitchen, and this will be like hanging from the ceiling. But spoiler alert, that's not going to work because with the door frame and the door and everything, even with this like with the wire at the shortest possible length, this would catch on the door because the door comes to about here. Because it's black, it's going to look weird in the living room. And then in the bathroom, I want to have like one of those kind of hexagony kind. I'll try and find a picture on IKEA and put it here. It's like a hexagony kind of like metal frame. It's open, and obviously the bathroom is on the back of the house, so it doesn't get much light during the day. So the only place that I'm thinking is my bedroom because I'm looking at it now. I'll show you in a minute. In fact, I'll show you now. That's the light bulb in my current bedroom, and the light fitting I think would look perfect, like if you was to hang it from there. That's the blue part of the bedroom that I was on about. We're not going to do another IKEA haul for a bit. Although, actually, spoiler alert, I'm waiting on my friend. I asked them if they wanted to go to TK Maxx next week, but I need to get some cushions. So it's the week after, I think, the footage that you've just like seen. Unfortunately, I didn't today get as much as I planned, but I didn't realise that it was going to be bank holiday weekend this week. We did things backwards, so I got books and I didn't get like virtually any kind of home stuff, but I thought, well, it's not just a home. Yes, I have got home stuff from IKEA, but I thought, well, it's kind of a shopping vlog, I guess. I can include the books, but the plan was originally, so where I parked, I went to a place called Nottingham. Where I parked across the road, there was a TK Maxx like directly across the road. So we had this plan that we was going to go and look at books first, and then go to TK Maxx, because that was the whole point that we went down Nottingham for. TK Maxx was here, the car was here, we only had to walk across the road with all the bags and stuff. Spoiler alert, I didn't even need a bag for TK Maxx, because we'd walk around, I got some books, my friend got some books, they got some cushions as well. I got a cushion, spoiler alert. I didn't actually buy any books from Waterstones. It's woman, it's not the, I keep saying the woman, it's not the woman, it's just woman. Woman on the edge of time. Connie has a secret, a way to escape the confines of her cell. She can see the future. And then we've got Kerry Barrett, the Bookshop of Secrets. I only brought this because I'm pretty sure I've got like so many different other like the bookshop of, or the bookshop blah blah blah. She realises the bookshop is not all as it seems, and Laura is plunged into a labyrinth world of mystery and facades, encountering new friends, unexpected romance, and even loyalty. Is she prepared to risk all for this new life? Last but not least is a book that has been on my to-buy list for God knows how long. Guys, I've been after the hardback book for the first book for so long now, and I don't have it. And I'm annoyed because I would have liked the trilogy in all hardback. So we've got this, both unalive at the end. The second one was the first unalive at the end, which is hardback, as you can tell. It's paint damage at the top. And then, last but not least, we've got From the Works by Adam Silvera, The Survivor Wants to Unalive at the end. And this was only £12. I was prepared to go into Waterstones and pay full price for this because I have wanted this since I finished reading this, and I actually cried reading. Like, this was one of the first few books that made me cry. Hardback, as you can tell. That is all the books that I brought today. Last but not least, from TK Maxx, I'm kind of sat on it at the minute. I did say that I wanted to get some cushions because I haven't got my sofa. Well, I've got my sofa, but I mean, I haven't got my sofa put up yet. It's currently in the living room, all covered up from the dust. But I needed some new cushions because I'll try and put a picture on screen here of it, and as you can tell, like, the cushions are like these long thin cushions that really aren't comfy. So I went to TK Maxx. The whole purpose was to get big fluffy cushions. This looks big on screen because, like, compared to my head, it's just like a normal cushion size, but it's so cozy. It's got like a dark green theme to it. It's really soft and not velvety, but just soft on the inside. And on the outside, it's got this like woven kind of zigzag. This was actually, I am so happy that I got this because look at the price. £5, £5 and it's had multiple stickers over it. So I'd love to see what this price has been. It says 7, so it was 10. So originally, this was however much it was. Then they reduced it down to £10. And then they reduced it down to £7. And then they reduced it down to £5, which is what I paid for it. And then there was the original price behind it, £12.99. So this cushion was originally valued at £13. It says £12.99. I hope you enjoyed my little book haul, house haul, IKEA haul, whatever. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope the thumbnail actually turned out funny. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button right here, and I will see you in another video at some point. Bye.